Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV. Last time we completed 4.1. Actually, we're about to complete 4.1, and we're going to dive into 4.2 today. So, let's get going. Alright, and we are live. You will notice I have made a Christmas glamour for this. So, well, here we are again. Alphanote has regaled me with a thrilling tale of hidden treasure troves, mid-meeting betrayals, unlikely alliances, and joyous homecomings. It would seem I missed everything. I was patrolling the palace grounds with Thancred and Ishtola when we heard the report of a primal in the throne room. I honestly doubted my own ears. As others have said, we were lucky to have our echo-blessed champions nearby this time, but we'll need to keep a closer eye on the Kalanya. You could say that again. This whole episode has reminded me just how far apart our kinds still are. It looks like centuries of fear and mistrust really can't be washed away in a day. But someone has to make an effort at reconciliation if these conflicts are ever going to end. Naturally, a lot of people are crying out for vengeance, but I've been doing my best to calm things down. Violent reprisals will only lead to more summonings. Indeed, violence will beget violence, as the Empire has learned to its cost in recent times. In any case, summoning Lakshmi was the Broodmother's doing, and whoever replaces her might not be so keen on the idea. We'll just have to watch and wait. Which isn't to say we won't be putting the safety of our allies in the Vera and the M tribes first. I plan to have resistance scouts keep an eye on the Kalanya's movements at all times. My parents will be relieved to hear that. What are your plans for the rest of the resistance army? Out of interest. Are we to prepare for Imperial counterattacks? That would be a question for the Resistance's newest recruit, a military commander with far more experience than me. What? The Bull of Alamigo? We call it an army, but the Resistance is really a collection of smaller independent groups. And when Conrad passed his command on to me, that authority only extended to the freedom fighters based in Ralger's Reach. He just happened to be serving as the Resistance's spokesman at the time, and needed someone to take over the role while everything was in disarray. But that time has passed. When I speak with the other leaders about reforming the army under the new government, I'll be nominating Raban as the overall commander of our forces. He has more experience than the rest of us put together, and we stand to learn a lot from him. Indeed, he is in all respects the ideal choice, assuming he accepts the post. Alamigo will have added a formidable weapon to its arsenal. And given the progress of Nanamo's resettlement initiative, I see great cause for hope. The seeds which were so carefully sowed have begun to quicken, my friends. I like that. We tend to our promises and watch as Alamigo blooms. I notice not wind up Raban, it's dress up Raban. I do give thanks to the kami that my makeshift raft withstood the fury of the seas. But there their generosity ended. Without coins in our pockets for new attire, we are doomed to look like so much jetsam. Oh, woe betide the poor man in a city of rich merchants. These dango are delicious. Will you have one? Hmm? More sweetbreads? I surrendered my blade to secure what few coins we have. Ah, 'tis like talking to a child. Why fate saddled me with this burden I shall never know. But I am alive, and I must return to my master's side. Come, Suyu. We shall find a ship to carry us across the Ruby Sea. Meanwhile, in the Imperial Palace, have you read the reports? First Doma, then Alamigo, and Lord Xenos put to the sword? Do not believe everything you read. I hear the Viceroy was merely wounded, and that he has already returned to the capital. Naturally, the savages beat their chests and boast loudly of taking his head regardless. Nay, Lord Xenos lives? Deplorable that our own officers should be fooled by Eorzean misinformation. Small wonder the provinces have begun rising up in rebellion. We must prepare an official and, above all, accurate announcement to quell these pernicious rumors. They would wage war with empty words. Let them produce the Viceroy's remains, then. We shall soon put the lie to their claims. Quote unquote, angry fist clench. Not sure whose fist that was, but it was certainly angry. Looks like it's Raban in his full combat gear. I thought we already had a wind-up Raban, but I don't see one. Ah, that's right, that's right. Yeah, he's not wearing his helmet in that one. Or the... Yeah. Yes, yes it was. Thank you for pointing that out. Great timing. I was just about to send word to the Scions. I've got lots to tell you. The Council has officially recognized the Resistance as our standing army, and I expect you can guess who's been appointed commander. Suffice it to say, we're in good hand. Having the Bull of Alamigo at the helm's done wonders for morale. People were dancing in the streets when the announcement was made. And we have you and the Sultana to thank for it. If you two hadn't worked your magic, he'd never have contemplated following his heart. The Council has also decreed that we're to maintain a presence at Rhalgr's Reach. Lise will continue to lead our forces in the fringes, a job she's been doing tirelessly. A bit too tirelessly, some might say. We're constantly having to remind her to rest before she falls over. That's an exaggeration. And I always get up again. Anyway, we can hardly afford to lower our guard now. Not after our latest brush with Lakshmi. Speaking of which, we've been keeping a close eye on the Kelania, and it looks like they've chosen a new leader. It's, Shanti's daughter. You know, the half-dead one. For whatever reason, the Kelania thought that she was the best candidate, which makes them leaderless, basically. As things stand, there's no prospect of engaging in talks, let alone coming to an understanding. But I won't let that stop me. I'll keep on reaching out to them until they finally see sense. Just like I've been reaching out to Fordola. She still won't meet my gaze, but she's given up trying to ignore me. It might only be the odd grunt, but at least she's responding. I'll get through to her yet. There you are. Alpha Node, Alizé. Is everything alright? We've received word from Tartaru. Hancock has apparently acquired information of great interest and urgency. More than that she didn't say, only that we should come to Kugane right away. I had a mind for the two of us to set forth together, but Alizé is determined to make it a party of 3. As I've told you more than a dozen times, brother, my wounds are quite healed, and I would benefit from some fresh air. Besides, you may well need an extra pair of hands. Worry not, sister. I have given up. I have quite given up trying to convince you. Whether we be 2 or 3, we should depart as soon as possible. You will be joining us, I trust. Huh. I was about to say I'd come too, but I'll just have to settle for cheering you on from afar. Good luck with whatever it turns out to be. Thank you, Lise. Rest assured, should this business prove to be of even tangential concern to Alamigo, we shall inform you without delay. Let us be off then. Hancock and Tartaru await us at the Ruby Bazaar offices. Welcome back. Alright, KJ. Chukugane.
Sora, did you see that person, what they said?
Yeah.
Now the important question. Why doesn't your carbuncle have a hat?
It should. I feel like it
Yeah.
should have like a Christmas hat for it.
Should be able to dress everybody up.
Rose, what do we gotta go?
Ruby Bazaar.
Ruby.
Even though I just opted to run it.
The earrings that Tatru is wearing are available on the website.
Store, yeah, they're cute.
My friends, thank you for coming at such short notice.
We were told the matter was urgent. I take it Yugiri and Soroban are also involved?
Ah, my presence here is but a happy coincidence. I am come on separate business, which can wait.
My apologies. Master Hancock, pray, tell our friends exactly what you told me.
Of course, of course. Some few days ago, a large detachment of soldiers was seen arriving at the Garlean embassy. This seemed to me most unusual, as no personages of note are due to visit for a matter of months. So, I made a few inquiries, whereupon I learned of a most curious rumor. Apparently, the soldiers were dispatched to Kugane to investigate recent sightings of a certain individual. The late acting Imperial Viceroy of Doma, Yotsuyu.
I beg your pardon?
I too am loath to believe it. I saw the keep come down on top of her. We all did.
I would not presume to question your eyewitness accounts, nor am I one to take rumors at face value. The fact is, the Garleans have no knowledge of what took place at Doma Castle. They may well be chasing after a woman who merely resembles Yotsuyu. But a woman who resembles Yotsuyu in the company of a grizzled Rogadan samurai? I dare say that thickens the plot.
Gosetsu! He's alive!
While I've no conclusive proof, I thought that such a possibility warranted your attention.
Have you informed Lord Hien? Well, I think we'd all like to believe the old bear survived.
Indeed. While I dare not give myself wholly to hope, I will not deny that I have prayed for such a miracle ever since that fateful day. But regardless of my personal feelings, if the Empire has seen fit to pursue these rumors so vigorously, we can scarce afford to ignore them. I am bound by duty to ascertain the truth of the matter. Will you join me in this quest? Thank you. If Gosetsu yet lives, he will need our help if he is to avoid capture.
Gosetsu is a dear friend, and we cannot abandon him to the mercy of the Empire. Our course is clear. Hancock, is there aught else you can tell us?
Alas not, but I have taken the liberty of employing one of the finest informants money can buy. You shall have the latest intelligence on the Garlean's movements and...
The informant awaits your pleasure in the back streets of Sanjo Hanamachi. From its shining facade to its dark underbelly, few know Kugane as intimately as he. One of the finest informants money can buy. Why do I have a bad feeling about this? Permit me to assist you in your quest, my friends. The sooner your business is concluded, the sooner we may speak of mine. Should your search take you away from Kugane, my boat is at your disposal. I shall see to it that she is ready to sail. I'll give Soroban a hand. If he's providing us a ship, the least we can do is supply the provisions. We'll be at the pier if you need us. A welcome offer and an excellent plan. Without further ado, then let us seek out this informant in Sanjo Hanamachi. I feel like whoever designed Hancock designed him to be the most untrustworthy character imaginable.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Ah, finally a reason to actually come back here. This should be the place. Now we wait and see who comes. It has been a while, my friends. Yes, a long while indeed.
Not surprised.
I knew it. Gyodo, any funny business, and you know what will happen, I trust. No funny business. Only loyal service and the finest quality information. Of course, such quality does not come cheap. No, but then Hancock already paid you. Honestly, you must think we were born yesterday. I have half a mind to call lease. No lease, I beg you. No boots. I will tell you everything I know, free of charge. The Empire searches for Yotsuyu, high and low, far and wide. Come to enlist my help, they did, promising rich rewards for decisive information. And you have decisive information. Were the two individuals cited here indeed Gosetsu and Yotsuyu? Alas, see them with my own eyes I did not. But the Imperials are confident. Yes, very confident indeed. Look at the size of their contingent. But here is something they do not know. A rumor which you will find most interesting, I think. They say an elderly Radogan samurai appeared on Kogane Dore with a beauteous maiden, and sold his katana to a pawnbroker. 'Twas no common katana either. but one of surpassing craftsmanship. Well, that is interesting, assuming it's true. Did you corroborate the rumor with the pawnbroker in question? No. Regrettably, I do not have a working relationship with the master of Shofuku Shichen. Now, why would that be, I wonder? If I didn't know better, I'd think he'd lent you money. Oh, he will help you, I'm certain. While you speak with him, I will make contact with my Garlean connections and learn what I can of their progress. A glimpse of the blade is all I need to be sure. But is it wise to let the Namazu out of our sight? I'm going with option 2. No more betrayals, no more boots. To divide our forces is simply more efficient. He is right. Given the urgency, we would do well to split up. And so I will go with our friend here. Nothing improves efficiency like a little supervision. Yes. We will go together, and there will be no boots. Let's be about it then. Good luck with the katana. Shall we reconvene at the pier later on? Fragrant as the Ruby Bazaar offices are, I prefer the fresh air. I believe Alice has her task well in hand. Shall we seek out the pawnbroker? I wanted some boots.
Oh, she's got boots.
Well, I believe the joke is turning the fish man into boots.
Oh.
I think that's what Lise threatened to do to him. When he betrayed us the first time.
Gotcha.
Everything in order. Then let us proceed to Kagane Dore and find the master of Shifuku Shichen. I think I clicked her. No, I did not. We might have had customers like those you describe. So many people come through, it's difficult to remember. Perhaps you could jog my memory by making a purchase. No? Well, you can't blame a woman for trying. How about you try to sell me the sword that I'm asking about?
Yeah.
A Rogadan samurai and a maiden? Never seen them. Now, if you don't have any business with me, make way for someone who does. Welcome, good sir, welcome. Will you be buying or... Ah, so you have heard tell of the Rogadan samurai's katana. Small wonder, it's a fine example of its kind. One moment. Dare I hope you have found our pawnbroker? Excellent work. And that is the katana? There can be no doubt. It is Gosetsu's blade. The craftsmanship is exquisite, is it not? and you will be pleased to know that the pledge has just expired. I should be glad to sell it to you, assuming you have the coin. This is no ordinary weapon, you understand, and it is priced accordingly. But if you're serious, I suggest you act quickly, as several noted collectors have already expressed an interest. The blade represents conclusive proof of Gosetsu's survival. I suppose this could be considered a necessary cost in securing his safe return, yet it is not a decision I can make alone. Least of all when our nation has scarce begun to rebuild. I'll pay it. Nay, my friend. Grateful though I am for the offer, I cannot ask this of you. It is enough to know that Gosetsu is alive and well. Yugiri, wait. The scions will buy the katana. Pray consider it a gift. Master Alphadode, your kindness is touching, truly. Yet in matters of coin, would Mrs. Chotaru not expect to be consulted? Come now. Our friend would never have relinquished his blade were the need not great. And are we not bound by honor to help a friend in need? I say we are, and I'm sure Chotaru will wholeheartedly agree. It's settled then. You have made a wise choice, my friend. Such pieces are few and far between. Now, if you'd be so good as to come this way, I shall prepare the necessary papers. And then the rest of this patch is getting Alpha Note out of debtor's prison.
Yeah.
But may I ask, sir, after he visited your establishment, do you perchance know where the old samurai went? He is our friend, and we would return his weapon to him. A friend of yours, you say? I see. Well then, I suppose there could be no harm in telling you. No sooner had I provided him with the requested sum than his pretty young companion began clamoring for dango. I duly recommended those served at the Umineko tea house, and thither did they set off. Clamoring for dango? Can these truly be the same people? Makes no sense. Some matter of code, perhaps. But it avails us not to speculate. Let us go to this tea house and see if we can pick up the trail. But of course I remember. How could I forget a pair like that? The most beautiful girl you'll ever see, scoffing down dango as if her life depended on it, while the old samurai looked on. Not quite what he expected, I'd wager. Far be it from me to gossip about my customers, but he was planning to spirit her away across the Ruby Sea, out of the reach of her family, no doubt. When the girl had finally had her fill, they set off in the direction of Shiokaze Hostelry, presumably to find someone discreet with a boat. So Gosetsu makes for Doma. But this woman who travels with him, the more I hear about her, the more I wonder if she can truly be Yotsuyu. While doubts remain over the identity of Gosetsu's traveling companion, for now we can but follow the trail. Come, let us away to the pier and make ready to sail. With luck, Alice will already have joined Master Soroban and Mistress Tataru there. Excellent timing, my friends. Mistress Alice arrived mere moments ago. All went well on my end. Yodo met with an Imperial officer and wielded his way to some new information. It seems the troops who recently arrived in Kugane came directly from Garlemald. The Imperials based here have been kept in the dark. And that's not all. A contingent of the aforementioned troops are preparing for a deployment to the Ruby Sea. If I didn't know any better, I'd say they picked up on Gosetsu's trail. Then your information matches ours. We are quite certain that Gosetsu seeks to cross to the mainland. I'm sorry, did I hear that right? You used Scion funds to buy Gosetsu's katana at the asking price? Well, we were in some haste, and it seemed a worthwhile gesture. Speaking of which, here is the contract of sale. Pray see that the man is paid. False beard, you agreed to this? Give me strength. Well, it's not like the search can wait. You'd best be on your way. But Alphanode, we need to talk. I want you to come straight to the offices as soon as you get back. Promise me. Oh, very well. I shall call upon you as soon as I return. First, let's go to the Ruby Price. If Gosetsu has already set sail, the sentries there are sure to have seen it. I don't think Alphanode's going to enjoy this talk with Tartaru.
No.
Uh-oh, this looks like a party break moment. Tartaru seemed rather vexed, did she not? Even the melodramatist. I am sure our finances could stretch to a single sword. Remind me to explain the value of such gestures when we next see her. But I digress. We have work to do. Yeah, I'm not going to be helping you with this, Alphanode.
Well, we offered to pay for it before. Might as well, just get him out of it, I guess. I don't...
Indeed. But also, Alphanode is a rich boy.
Right.
He doesn't
I
understand
suggest
the
we
worth
begin
of
by learning
things.
what we can from the sentries.
Yeah, should have haggled.
What's going on out there?
I like the Confederacy's new clothes.
Travelers, are you? You may wish to postpone your plans. The Garleans have launched an attack on the Confederacy. We have no reason to believe they'll turn their attention here, but for your own safety, I suggest you return to Kugane.
Oh, these are Kugane guys, not the Confederacy. Yeah. Okay. That guy just looked almost just like the Confederacy guy.
Which surprised me why he didn't recognize us, but now it makes sense it's not him.
Yeah.
The Garleans bear no love for the Confederacy, but with Doma lost to them, why would they attack? Unless
Yotsuyu is on that island.
Even if she isn't, our allies are under attack and they need our help.
We will help them while you remain with Soroban. Arguing will only delay us. Is that clear?
Fine, but you haven't heard the last of this.
Soroban, we may need to make a swift exit. See that the boat is ready to sail at a moment's notice.
It shall be done.
What, and you're going to swim there, are you?
'Tis the quickest way, and you may rest assured I've been practicing. Yeah!
Come.
I've actually seen a GIF of that Alpha Node moment.
That's
Oh,
funny. It's like,
the
great, we're gonna
defense
have
of
to
nothing.
rescue him before we can do anything else.
Lady Yotsuyu, we're here to rescue you. Please, come with us.
Stay back, Tsuyu.
Are you all right?
Is he all right?
Gozetsu!
Damn it, we took too long. Change of plan. Eliminate hostiles. All forces, attack!
the art of my forebears.
Focus. Release!
Gosetsu, thank the heavens!
Yugiri, my friends, the kami were kind to guide your steps this way.
It's over. The Imperials are retreating. I suppose we have you to thank for that. But they would never have come here were it not for her. I had a bad feeling the moment your samurai friend arrived with that woman in tow.
Do not be afraid, Suyu. These people are my friends.
Friends.
Forgive me, but at the risk of souring the mood, I believe you owe us an explanation. You may start by telling us what happened at Doma Castle.
Of course. I'll not begrudge you that. As you know, we were trapped inside the keep when it collapsed. But even as the roof crumbled above us, so too did the floor below. We were swept out into the One River, where we would surely have drowned had a stout wooden door not chanced to float by, offering us a raft of sorts. Exhausted, we drifted out to sea, at the mercy of the tides, which saw fit to dispense us on a desert island.
She was with you the entire time?
Aye. 'Twas her kimono which saved her from Hien's blade, believe it or not. Some Garlean witchcraft in the weave. But it offered precious little protection against the fall. Though she survived, she awoke bereft of all her memories, and speaking like a child.
A trick, surely.
That was my first thought, aye. And I contemplated cutting her down and being done with it. Contemplated it long and hard. Yet the kami saw fit to deliver us from certain death. 'Twas their will that we survive, both of us, together. And together we shall go before our master. He shall be the one to judge.
Judge what?
She's your prisoner, old man. Do with her as you will. Call her Tsuyu, or whatever else tickles your fancy.
'Twas a name given out of necessity whilst on the road. Nothing more.
As you say. But remember this. Our people suffered much at that woman's hands. When the time comes, I trust you won't let emotion blind you to what needs to be done.
You have my word.
Well, I must be going. I have an unholy mess to clean up. You should be on your way too, before the Imperials decide to take another tilt. Oh, and we'll overlook the tithe this once. You're welcome.
It would appear that I was the slow one this time. Basically, half of those Magitech exploded because I couldn't kill them fast enough.
Luckily, they didn't do too much damage.
Yeah. I'm tanky. I barely noticed. Although at the last batch, I did pop my bubble of don't die just in case. Although I need to have words with the Guardians about their training of their Magitech pilots. I can understand activating self-destruct when death seems inevitable, but when you're at 80% health, it seems a little overreacting.
Premature.
Yeah, premature. Yeah.
I know these guys. Oh my gosh.
Also, to the Guardian Magitech engineers, a self-destruct button is good. When you press it, it explodes. But when it takes 30 seconds to do anything, yeah, you need a better self-destruct button.
I'm back.
Welcome back. As Tansui says, we should move on. It would not do for Yotsuyo to be seen here. Now, if I know my sister, she will already be waiting with the boat at the nearby pier. Let's go and see if I'm right. And yeah, Alpha Node is going to get his ass kicked, and then he is going to crawl back to Kugane, and then Tartaru is going to kick it again.
Uh-huh.
No idea why I went up those stairs.
To avoid walking right over the edge.
Yeah, but then I had to jump off and jump off again.
I'm glad to see you guys have learned not to just blindly follow me, though. Basetsu, thank the gods you're safe. It was all I could do to watch the battle from afar. And it was all I could do to restrain her. Can you blame me for worrying? Strong as the Warrior of Light is, anything could happen in the chaos. But enough about me. We need to talk about her. Greetings? They tell me you've lost your memory, and that's fine. But I want you to know something. I won't be taking my eyes off of you. Not for a moment. These people are strange. Are you sure they're your friends? I am. They may behave strangely, but I trust them with my life. You have naught to fear. Alright, if you say so. Right. This past time we set sail. I, for one, would not keep Lord Hien waiting without due cause. Aye, and the longer we tarry, the more we risk inviting trouble. Lest you forget, the Red Kojin bear no love for Yotsuyu either. I shall deliver you to familiar shores, near Isari, but out of the village's sight. Here is where we part ways, my friends. I pray the remainder of your journey passes uneventfully. When you are not otherwise occupied, I would speak with you about my next business venture. It promises to be extremely lucrative, and I do not say so lightly. After the prodigious sum spent acquiring a certain sword, it would present a fine opportunity to refill the Scion's coffers and restore the smile to Mistress Tartaru's face. Okay, I love that we all turned and looked at Alphanode when he said that. Oh, come along. Tartaru was overreacting. How much could a single katana possibly cost? Alphanode, did you not read the papers? Far more than you think, plainly. A blade like Gosotsu's is worth a fortune. Enough to buy a house and furnish it. Which you would know had you bothered to check the price. What? I had no idea. This business venture of Sorbonne's. You will give it a fair hearing, I trust. He has been good to us, after all. As for me, I think I shall look into drawing upon my personal funds. I'm just going to take Sorbonne's quest here just to see what it is. You would know more of my venture? Excellent. I shall be glad to tell you all I know. Though perhaps it would be easier if you let our anonymous client speak for his or herself. Here is their missive. For the Ruby Sea and all who call her home, we seek the aid of the warrior who laid low the Lord of the Revel. But first, we bid him make haste to Hell's Lid, and quell the Oni that dwell within its depths. Should he succeed in this test, we shall speak of the true endeavor and consummate reward. A strange proposal, aye, though it must be noted that they knew both of your deeds and of our part in them. The Red have no love of trickery, so I doubt it is a trap of theirs, and should this client have honest intentions, then for the sake of these waters, it may behoove us to engage them further. As for the test, enclosed with the missive, it was a magicked dagger, along with the instructions of how it may be used to open a hidden passage in the depths of Hell's Lid. I should mention that this dagger is old and exceedingly valuable. That our client was willing to entrust it to us without a guarantee of our cooperation bespeaks considerable wealth, and more importantly, considerable reward. If you are willing to undertake their trial, I shall journey to Hell's Lid and prepare to open the path. Ah, but given the financial incentive, I think it for best if we went and fetched Mistress Tataru. Wait for us there, then. Check and see what this does. This unlocks a dungeon and a trial. Which then unlocks another dungeon. And another trial. And another trial. And it looks like it ends up offering a title. Okay. We don't need to do it right now. We must meet with Lord Hien as soon as possible, though mayhap not at the Enclave. I will send word requesting that he receive us at the House of the Fierce, where there are fewer prying eyes. If all are in agreement, I shall scout ahead and see that the way is clear. Pray follow us swiftly as you are able, and join me on the outskirts of Namai.
You guys there?
Hmm?
Did you run through?
No, he teleported.
It would have been quicker to run through because it's right here by the door.
Oh.
That's why I didn't teleport us. Sorry.
I was looking on the map and couldn't figure out where we were in conjunction with where we needed to be, so I just teleported.
Yeah, you zoomed out. Well, there's a line, and I think those lines are their doorways or the screen.
Yeah.
Load screen. That's what I'm trying to say.
Well, then I would like to point out that the NPCs that were with us walked in the wrong direction.
They do quite often, actually.
Yeah.
Because I was looking off in that direction for a quest marker, didn't see one. Went and checked to see where we needed to go and saw we needed to be somewhere on a different map than the one we were on, so I just teleported.
Yeah.
All is well? Good. The others are hiding nearby. Let us proceed quietly, if you please.
My lord Hien, I am returned.
Save your tears for the morrow. For we who yet walk the path should not think too much on the destination. When the hour arrives, we shall welcome what comes with open arms. And welcome it you did, even as the keep fell down around us. At that moment, in your smile, I spied a shred of hope. One which I have clung to ever since. Gosetsu, full glad am I to see you alive and well.
We have played this scene before, have we not? Though this time our roles are reversed.
That they are. Meaning you know how I feel. Wholly at a loss for words. Welcome back, old friend. Now then, though we rejoice at your return, it seems you have brought with you certain complications. Rise, my friend. Tell me everything. The Empire is bold indeed to send a token force to engage the Confederacy.
As acting Viceroy, Yotsuyu would have been privy to Imperial secrets. The Garleans will not soon give up the chase.
Nay, it'll end with her capture, or her death.
Are you a friend too?
She claims to have lost her memory, though I know not if she speaks true. I brought her here that you might decide her fate.
Lost her memory, you say? Regardless, the people have not forgotten. Her face yet haunts their dreams. She cannot roam free. We will hold her here for a time. Place her in Jufia's care, with the express instruction that she is not to be seen.
Yes, my lord. Come.
No, I don't want to. Don't let her take me away!
It's all right, Suyu. I will come with you. Be a good girl, and listen to Yugiri.
From a hound at his throat to a puppy at his heel. If this is an act, it is a remarkable performance.
Thank you for delivering Gosetsu back to us in one piece. We are lucky indeed to have friends who would journey to the other side of the world to help us, and repeatedly at that. We have much and more to think upon, but as regards the Empire, we can but watch and wait. Now then, seeing as you've come all this way, you must allow me to show you around the Enclave. I would not have you thinking we've been idle in your absence. The rebuilding effort proceeds apace, I am pleased to say, and we are now ready to welcome home our countrymen, who were displaced by the war, should they so desire. There is place here for those who have fled to Eorzea. We should be delighted to accept your invitation, Lord Hien, and I have no doubt that your subjects at Revenant's Toll will be heartened to hear that their lord has not forgotten them. Oh, it's nothing. I just thought that Gosetsu and Yugiri would be back by now. Forgive me, my lord, but Captain Giofa is nowhere to be found. Oh? He was here when I arrived. And now we have taken Yotsuyo to a private chamber and assigned another to watch over her, my lord. But I find it passing strange that the captain should leave his post with nary a word. That does seem most unusual. If you mean to look for the man, we would be happy to assist you. We should be glad of the help. While I search without, mayhap you could ask our soldiers here if they know anything. I will join you. With respect, my lord, you should remain here. Should the Empire move against you, or against us, you will be better able to coordinate our response. Ha! And there I was thinking I was in charge. But you have the right of it. Go on then. I will mind the house. And while the cutscene was playing, I did a little research. And the side dungeon quest line that we just picked up when we met Gosetsu a few minutes ago, or we got from Soroban, each dungeon does have a pet drop in it.
Woohoo!
One of them, the Monkey King, and the other one, the White Witrit, which is basically a white weasel. You seek the captain. He passed by a little while ago. I wondered if I should tell someone. As it happens, he did not look well. You see, I asked if aught was the matter, and he told me the past had caught up with him. But I doubt it was that. There are older men in our ranks. Captain Joffa? He was headed to the north entrance when I saw him last. I was going to invite him to train with us, but he did not hear me call out to him. If you need him, I dare say the sentry on duty will be able to tell you more. Indeed, I suggested as much to Mistress Alice when she came asking earlier. Is something amiss?
He's a traitor.
I think it more likely that he saw Yotsuyu and is now going to get people to come kill her.
Maybe.
Either that or he was a traitor and Yotsuyu would know that.
Yeah,
so
we
he's
recognize him.
Yeah. Aye, the captain went outside some few bells ago, and looking quite unwell, I'm sorry to say that. This I mentioned to Lord Gotsetsu, who straightway struck out after him. I hope they will be all right. Gotsetsu too. It seems everyone is bent on joining the search. That's all well and good, but someone has to stay behind. There's no telling what the Empire is plotting. You go on. Alpha Node and I shall hold the fort. Okay, I do like that one. Alice benching herself, but benching Alpha Node at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Ah, by the Kami, your Lord Ian, leave me, I beg of you. Say nothing of this. I was never here.
There you are.
Lady Yugiri, Lord Gosetsu, forgive me my abrupt disappearance.
You have your reasons, I am sure. Will you not share them?
I was her master when she was yet a courtesan.
By the Kami.
She worked in my establishment. Her father was a regular client of mine. One day, quite without preamble, he offered to sell her to me. Yeah, she may be no maiden, he said, but she has some use left in her. He sold her short. When I first beheld her, I was struck by her beauty. And yet, behind her eyes there was an emptiness. It was as if she had given up on life. She seemed more a doll than a woman. It was no profession for her. But I knew she would be popular.
And so it proved. Men flocked to drown themselves in that cold, bottomless gaze. The rest you know. She became an Imperial informant, and for her loyal service won the office of acting Viceroy.
While you came to serve the Liberation Front.
'Tis said that the atrocities Yotsuyu committed were driven by vengeance. If so, I bear part of the blame for creating the monster she became. Joining the front was meant to be my atonement. But the truth is, I am a coward, whose only thought was to escape her wrath. Then as now.
I see. Then I shall recommend that you be assigned to a new post. I trust you have no objections, Yulgiri?
None. It would not do to leave Yotsuyu in his care.
I am in your debt.
Who is it that you seek to protect, Kosetsu? Idle musings. Pray, pay me no mind.
Forgive me, now is not the time for brooding. Come, let's rejoin the others.
We go Caroline next, is that it?
Huh?
Are we going Caroline next, is that it? I just noticed our whole outfit, we're all there in the festive clothing.
Yeah. Christmas caroling.
Oh yeah, Christmas caroling. There you go.
Yeah, y'all don't want me trying to sing. I thank you for your help in the search. Gosetsu has told me all that transpired. I would not presume to defend the life Giofa led before he joined the front, nor will I condemn it. Frankly, it is not my place to judge. I will only say this. The Giofa I know has ever been a man of courage. That he should feel driven to flee bespeaks the depth of his terror. Even now, Yotsuyo casts a shadow over the realm. But the question of what is to be done with her must wait. The Empire is on the move once more. While you were out searching for Giofa, we received word from our shinobi allies. An Imperial airship has been sighted over Dolmen's soil. Our visitor's objectives remain unclear. It may be another attempt to recover Yotsuyu or the prelude to an invasion. Either way, the craft reportedly advances at speed and appears bound for Castrum Fluminus. I mean to go there and ascertain their intent. If we ride out in force, it will only end one way. So we shall keep our numbers to a minimum. Yugiri, can I count on you? Yes, my lord. Alize and I would fain play our part as well. We will not stand idly by while a common foe threatens the lands of our friends and allies. We would be glad of the help. You are acquainted with Hakuro, I believe. Then I bid you seek him out and assist him in maintaining order in the Enclave. When the people see an Imperial airship, they are liable to panic. I would have you reassure them, and should it come to it, aid in their evacuation. Very well. We shall depart at once. Do take care. What of me, my lord? The Empire may well be after Yotsuyu, and you are to remain here and guard her until my return. As you wish. Pray stay close. I accidentally skipped the next line. To Castrum Fluminens. Then, let us find out what the Empire's game is.
He made a comment that he's seen everything because he put him on guard duty and he didn't even complain.
Ah.
The car looks blue in this light.
Yes, it does. I was just about to comment on that.
Yeah.
Where's the hole in the ceiling?
It's not in this room. The crystals give it a false look.
And apparently make black cars look blue.
Mm-hmm.
Can we make it over this mountain? No, we cannot. And I can't land on this rock. Oh, I don't even need to land.
Where are we going?
To the other side of this mountain.
Okay. Oh, Tanami? Yeah, alright.
It only... What did you do, Zora?
We were there, and then I teleported there.
Ah. It only costs 70 gil to teleport here, so I didn't bother to ask you to do it, KJ.
Okay. Actually, I gotta put another one back on. It is dropped now. I had one on earlier when I first got in the game, and it just, or the, I don't know what those called, the priority passes.
Mm-hmm.
It finally died. Oh, Shiro on?
Yeah, she just plugged in.
Is Ant still in?
Yes.
Yes, he is.
Oh, yeah.
Despite the fact that we can fly, I feel like we're flying very slowly.
Oh yes, it feels achingly slow.
The area is secure. Whatever our visitors' purpose, they plainly believe they can achieve it alone. The craft should come into view at any moment. Let us await them inside the castrum.
Wasn't there Alliance forces in some of these places? Or Or did they all go back?
There shouldn't have been any alliance forces over here. It would have been either Dolmens or the guys from the steppe.
A smoke signal? Thoughts, Yugiri?
In former times, such signals were used to announce the coming of an emissary of peace. In Doma, at least. But could that truly be their intent?
Who can say? Whatever they want, we cannot simply blast them out of the sky. Not when they were so gracious as to honor one of our cherished traditions. I would not have it said that we Dolmens want for propriety.
Then I shall go and reconnoiter.
Nay, that won't be necessary. We will meet them openly. I would welcome this student of Dorman history in person, whomsoever he or she may be.
As you wish, my lord. I shall arrange for a signal of our own to be fired in answer.
Well,
it's the Angry
that
Fist.
We should be received by the Lord of Doma himself.
I but afford an emissary of peace the courtesy he is due. Welcome to Doma, my lord.
Ah, where are my manners? I am Asahi Sus Brutus, ambassador plenipotentiary of Garlemald.
He is heir to the Naiuri clan, and Yotsu's stepbrother.
It seems I need not introduce myself, not in the presence of the famed Yugiri Mistwalker. Your skills as a shinobi are known far and wide, my lady. It is true. The former acting viceroy is my sister. Yet, bonds of kinship aside, we have precious little in common. As will soon become plain, I come not to sow strife, but to end it. I am of the Populares, a collective which represents the interests of the common man. Long have we labored to bring about reform to the Empire's provincial policy. Happily for us, our master acknowledges the need for change. Indeed, His Radiance, Emperor Varys Zos Galvus, personally sanctioned this mission, granting me the authority to speak with his voice. To negotiate peace with Doma.
Well then, we have much to discuss. Will you accompany me to my hall?
Gladly, my lord.
I don't trust the kid.
I mean, why was he making clenched fists?
Well, I will say his outfit matches the one of the clenched fist, but it might not be the same guy. Just because, why would he have been in Garlemald itself?
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Makes me think of whether it's actually been sanctioned or not.
And going through the MSQ, you will always get mount speed +1. But to get mount speed +2, you have to gather up some currency and buy it. And we haven't done that. So that's why we're flying so slow. We shall escort our guests across the river to the Enclave. Yuguri, pray go on ahead to the Yazuka Manor docks and see that the ferries are ready. And I would like to note that the ambassador from Garlemald has arrived to negotiate peace. And look at the name of the quest.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, a storm of peace. That's what we're getting.
Sweet.
But the currency that you need to buy the mount speed +2 increase is Centrino seals, which come from doing the hunts. I think specifically the Heavensward and Stormblood hunts. Lord Hien and I will accompany the Imperial delegation on the first ferry. When you are ready, speak with the boatman and join us on the other side. Hey, I was afraid that it was instanced there for a minute. And just of note, the music that is playing is the Doma theme from Final Fantasy VI. I was just surprised when those pots started talking to me when I ran past them.
Do we want to pick that up or? No, just food.
I'll look into it later and see what it is.
Do we want to get the last? Okay, yeah.
Yeah, Lord Hien can wait. We have to get our convenience done first.
Right.
And that quest over there is the Dolmen Reconstruction quest line. Which, there's also an Ishgardian reclamation or restoration project in Ishgard at the end, or in the Ishgard patch stuff too, that we didn't do. I'm still not sure what the rewards are, so.
Are they just different payment things that you can spend on different gear?
Maybe. Don't know. There you are. So first things first, what do you think of the Enclave? I must say I'm quite proud of what my countrymen have accomplished in the time. We even have an Aetheryte now, courtesy of Onishwishu. Be sure to attune to it, would you? Once it has the Warrior of Light seal of approval, people might actually start using the thing. But on the matter at hand, the ambassador and his retinue are at my hall, taking their ease ahead of the negotiations. I want you there when the talking starts. It will serve to send a message to the Empire that Eorzea and Doma stand united. I am not normally one for hollow posturing, but in this game of nations, such gestures carry weight. Oh, and should you feel uneasy about speaking for the Scions, Alphanode and Alice will also be there. You need only eat, drink, and look imposing. Say you'll come. I'll be there. I knew I could count on you. When you are ready, come and join me at my humble abode. The Kian Khan. The guardsmen will see you in. Looking imposing is something I'm good at. Although the Wolfman right there is also pretty good at it.
Yeah, he should be invited for sure.
Lord Hien is expecting you. May I show you in?
On behalf of my delegation, I offer you my humblest thanks. Never did I imagine that I would meet the gallant and noble Lord of Dorma himself, nor be welcomed into his magnificent hall.
You'll forgive me if we forgo the pleasantries. You say you are come to negotiate peace. Unless I am mistaken, such negotiations are typically conducted between sovereign nations. I was not aware that the Emperor had recognized Dorma's sovereignty.
His Radiance has yet to do so, that much is true. Know, however, that he has expressed willingness to cede Dorma to her ancestral masters and treat with her as a friend. Since the days of Emperor Solus, the Empire has aggressively expanded its territory. While you may not agree with our founding father's policy of expansion, I believe there is room for discussion on the matter of his lifelong goal, to rid the world of icons. Icons are a blight upon this star. They cannot be suffered to exist. This you know as well as we. In his wisdom, Emperor Varus wishes to explore the possibility of an alliance to combat this common threat. On the condition that Dorma renounces summoning and pledges to police the Korgin's practice of it, his Radiance would extend the hand of friendship.
Doma has never shown any appetite for summoning, and it should go without saying that we will address any threat to our people, icon or otherwise. With regard to the Kojin, I must stress that they only resorted to summoning under extreme provocation. When the Ruby Sea was at peace and their sacred relics safe, they looked not to their kami for protection. Yet even now there are certain parties who would destabilize the region with ill-conceived military forays. Unless they alter their course, we cannot hope to be rid of icons.
Quite. I can but apologize. In seeking to eliminate icons, the Empire creates them. 'Tis an irony among ironies, one with which the people of Eorzea are well acquainted, I am told.
Indeed. Many summonings are the result of persecution, the weak being driven to call upon the divine for deliverance from the strong. So it was in Alamigo, the bitter fruit of Garlean oppression.
A tragic state of affairs. If we are to put an end to summoning once and for all, it shall not be through might, but harmony. Yet we continue to repeat our mistakes, oblivious to the lessons of history. My comrades and I would change all that. We, Populares, have campaigned long and hard for a shift in Imperial policy. And at last, the Emperor has seen fit to lend us an ear. Alas, there is a faction within Garlemald that would obstruct our every attempt at reform. A collection of pure-blooded Garleans who seek to consolidate their own supremacy. The Optimates. Lest you wonder, theirs was the hand that loosed our forces on the Confederacy. 'Twas a regrettable incident, one that flies in the face of everything we believe. And I swear to do all in my power to prevent a reoccurrence.
That would be most welcome. But if I may speak plain, if the Empire itself is not of one mind, how can we be certain that any peace we negotiate will be honored?
I cannot blame you for doubting us. Indeed, I should find it strange if you did not. And so, in the name of building trust, I would like to make a proposal. A prisoner exchange. Under Garlean rule, no few Dormans were conscripted into the Imperial army. We would repatriate them in return for those of ours you captured in the recent conflict. Naturally, any exchange would include the acting viceroy.
Yotsu? What makes you think we have her?
Forgive me, my lord. Was it not your wish to speak plain? Let us not play games. I desire only to work to our mutual benefit. The Optimates tried and failed to take my sister by force. I would succeed by peaceable means, thereby strengthening my party's hand. 'Twould be a lie to say I would not also be glad of my sister's safe return.
A fellow plain speaker. How refreshing. Very well. Your proposal has merit, but I will need time to consider it.
Of course, my lord. May we remain in Dorma until you have come to a decision?
You shall be our honored guests. Yugiri, I leave the ambassador and his retinue in your care. See that they are well looked after.
You have our gratitude, Lord Hien. We shall look forward to your answer.
Well, that was unexpected. You could say that again. I still don't know quite what to make of it all. But on the surface, a prisoner exchange does seem a good way to begin. The question is, can they be trusted? They had naught to gain by divulging the details of their internal divisions. As it stands, we have no reason to doubt them. But the ambassador's mention of Yotsuyu left me ill at ease. It made his grand talk of peace seem uncannily like a lengthy preamble. You think this might be a ruse to facilitate her retrieval? Perhaps, though I cannot fathom why they would go to such lengths. Yotsuya may have been the acting viceroy, but she is not Garlean, nor even high-born. Her value must presumably lie in what she knows. Which brings us to the little matter of her memory loss. In her present condition, she would not yield any worthwhile intelligence, nor is she worth much as a bargaining piece. Alphinaud, you are well acquainted with the Empire's methods. I would have your thoughts on the matter. My knowledge is at your disposal, Lord Hien. While the ambassador's proposal is appealing in principle, it would be remiss of us not to give it due scrutiny. Indeed, though it seems to me I have little choice but to accept regardless. With so many of our brothers and sisters languishing in imperial camps, I cannot well turn my back on a chance to secure their repatriation. Only the kami know when I will be afforded another. But, ere we continue, shall we excuse these two? I fear what follows will bore them to tears. I was just about to show myself out, as it happens. Come on, let's leave Alphinaud to dispense his copious knowledge. Someone is still sore from being made to watch at Sakazuki. Go on and keep Alisaie company. We are safe enough for now. I trust the ambassador even less now.
Yeah, in his eyes. I mean,
A chance to relax at last. I know when I'm out of my depth. Though no weapons are drawn, a negotiation is no less a battle, and the stakes can be every bit as high. One misplaced words and people could die. It takes someone with a cool head, and I'll be the first to admit that's not me. So we're left with the eternal question: what to do while they prattle on? Alright, for want of a better suggestion, What say you to a brief tour of the newly liberated Doma? I'd be interested to hear how the people are faring in their own words. And it's not as if we'll be missed here. Or will we? A moment, if you would. Ah, Yugiri and Asahi, was it? You have some business? Business? No. Pleasure, my lady. I merely wish to exchange a few words with the famed slayer of gods and champion of Eorzea. It is truly an honor. Such heartfelt admiration. One could almost forget that you're an envoy of the Empire. Oh, is that so strange? We may have stood on opposing sides in the past, but I see no contradiction in lauding the man who would do battle with our common enemy. Unless you'd forget, this is my homeland. It would be remiss of me not to at least thank him for containing the threat posed by the Kojin's vile icon. Now, if I may continue, as we speak, Lord Hien deliberates over my proposal, and I would take this time to see the land I once called home. Though Lady Ugiri is certain to be a jovial escort, the excursion would be all the more enjoyable for your company, and safer besides. The ambassador has the right of it. He is not like to come to harm with you at his side. Will you join us? I'm going with option 2. I shook my head angrily. Come now. There is naught else for us to do until Lord Hien has reached his decision. And were we not this moment discussing how best to learn more about the current state of Doma? It's settled then. The 4 of us shall make a brief excursion through Yanxia. Might we start at the town of Monzen? I would see what has become of Doma Castle. Very well, if you will follow me. I think going to the one river will take us where we want to be. But I'm not 100% certain on that. No, looks like it's going to take us to the wrong location.
Southern Enclave. Nope.
Now, it's like we just need to teleport to the House of the Fierce.
Yeah.
Is this the room with the roof? Yes, this is the room with the hole in the roof. Nay, can this truly be Monzen, home to the cream of Doma's samurai? I had heard that Yotsuyo intended to send some few of our automata here, but only by way of a warning. It should not have come to this. Indeed, her savagery served only to incense the people and spur them to rise up in protest. It was folly to think such methods of governance could ever prove effective. The sooner we can begin to make amends for this senseless destruction, the better. Securing supplies and support for the reconstruction effort should not prove difficult, once our nations are formally at peace, of course. Yes, of course. If you would have a better view of what remains of the castle, we must proceed through the ruins. I wasn't expecting this run to be quite this long. Sorry, they stopped chasing me, so I assumed they'd stop chasing anybody. It is a travesty. A travesty. I remember the keep being so beautiful. In the light of the setting sun, one would swear it was aflame. It is indeed a doleful spectacle. Mayhap we will rebuild it one day, when we have finished helping our people to rebuild their lives. Spoken like a true popularis. The needs of the people must of course come first. Speaking of whom, would you be opposed to my seeing how they live firsthand? The village of Namai is but a short journey from here, if I'm not mistaken. By river, yes. If you will follow me, I will ready our boat. Uh-oh. Somebody's glowing. Ready to cast off. I'm wondering whether they've always glowed like that, and we've only recently noticed what it means. Or if it was an addition in Stormblood.
I think it's a new thing.
Get back! I'm warning you!
Someone's in trouble. Are you all right?
Hi.
What do they want with you?
Yuki, and you lot too. I don't know. We were returning from the Enclave when they came at us.
It seems they won't go quietly.
And neither will we.
Away with you!
It is nothing. Leave this to me. An opening. The art of my forebears.
Taste my steel!
That seems to be the last of them. You have nothing to fear, child. You are safe now.
Thank you, sir.
You saved us again. Thank you. If you're ever passing by our village, look us up. You'll always be welcome.
Thank goodness we arrived when we did.
Indeed. But what could have prompted the Red Kojin to stray so far from the Ruby Sea?
I presume these are the sellswords hired by Yotsu. If so, the answer is simple. Desperation. Bereft of imperial employment, they seek other means to line their coin purses. Another sad legacy of the Empire's mismanagement.
The Empire to which you have sworn allegiance.
Must you always be so pointed? If we are to bring about lasting change, we must look beyond narrow allegiances. You have every right to doubt me, but in time, I hope you will come to see that we share a common goal. You and yours have fought fiercely to change the Empire from without, but if we are to end the cycle of conflict, the Empire must change from within. Am I wrong? I knew you would understand. You have witnessed such change firsthand, after all, during your time in Ishgard.
Still not trusting. And who says this wasn't staged?
Yeah, my thought is that he hired them to attack somebody random when we came through.
Exactly.
Dear me, I had hoped to convey my views on our nation's shared hopes under more peaceable circumstances. Yet this regrettable little interlude did afford me a chance to see the famed hero of Eorzea in action, and few Imperial soldiers can say that, at least few who lived to tell the tale. Yes, and my Garlean hunting instinct is going up by the moment.
Spidey senses twitching.
Mm-hmm. Well, after that little ordeal, I believe it may be time for us to return to the Enclave. Return, my lord? But what of Namai? You seem so eager to observe the villagers going about their daily lives. To be frank, I still am. But I rather doubt the good people of Namai would take kindly to the sight of a man in an imperial uniform with blood still dripping from his blade. Even in your company, my presence would only prove a distraction. Fret not, however. Thanks to the three of you, I have seen a great deal more than I otherwise would. And with any luck, Lord Hien will have finished considering my proposal by the time we return. But apparently, the Dolmen reconstruction quest line, as you go through it, making donations to the construction effort, this place will grow. Like, buildings will get built, NPCs will show up, stuff like that.
Oh, that's a cool concept, because sometimes I feel like you finish liberating something and you go back and it's never really changed.
Mm-hmm. Thank you again for agreeing to join me. If not for your aid, the Kojin may well have overwhelmed us. Pray go on ahead. Lord Hien is expecting you. I will remain without and keep watch over our guest. Well, we had best not keep him waiting. One of his guards has a name, the other one doesn't.
Yeah, I noticed that as well. I thought it was funny.
Are you expected, sir? Shall I show you in? Do you know who I am? I'm always expected. Welcome back, my friend. Yugiri tells me you accompanied her and Asahi, on a tour of Yangsha. I had hoped you might take the opportunity to recover from your exertions in Sakazuki, but I gather your time was well spent. Until the ambassador affords Yugiri a chance to make a full report, however, I must rely on you to supply the details. So please, tell us how it all unfolded. The Red Kojin? Here? Have there been any such incidents since the liberation? Not that I am aware of. If they are planning some new venture here in Yansha, we will need to increase our patrols. In any event, I am indebted to you for fighting them off. But tell me, and don't be modest, was Asahi truly the first to leap to the youngster's aid? He was. I was quick to doubt him when we first met, but his desire to save them seemed quite genuine. It's possible he truly believes what he's saying. In the time I've known you, you have always been an excellent judge of character. What do you make of the ambassador? Option 2 for me. Then the question of what his true intention may be remains. Regardless of his aim, I am resigned to playing his game, for now at least. Well, forswearing summoning should be simple enough, considering you never dabbled in it in the first place, which just leaves the somewhat thornier question of how to police the Red Kojin. It was with that very question in mind that I sought Alphinode's counsel. Thanks to his knowledge of the icons and the rituals used to invoke them, I believe we've identified a workable solution. As you will recall, Susanoo was summoned forth using the power of relics locked away in the Kojin's treasure vault on the Isle of Zeki. Though said relics remain there to this day, it is all but certain that the act of summoning exhausted their stores of aether, making subsequent summonings impossible. Assuming that is the case, preventing the Primal's return rests on denying the Red Kojins the means to amass new stores of aether, either via the acquisition of crystals or the relics they are wont to collect. For this, I plan to enlist the aid of our friends the Blue Kojin. Since Doma's liberation, we have forged closer bonds with Bunshin and his people, and with their support, I am quite confident we can keep the Red from obtaining what they require to call upon Susanoo. And what of the prisoners? They will be exchanged as agreed, and I will give full credit to Asahi for the success of the transaction. If there is aught that we can do to help the Populares garner favor, I mean to see it done. But first, I have some unfinished business to attend to. Would you all come with me? Yes, of course, but what manner of business? A past mistake, which I would like to see put right. One which has weighed heavy on my mind.
I had her brought here in secret while the three of you kept our guest company. The world has not been kind to you, it is true. But that does not excuse your sins. You should be at the bottom of the river. Yet here you are, the living, breathing proof of my failure. A failure for which I would now make amends.
What did I do? I don't remember. Was it really so terrible? Tell me, please. What did I do?
You speak of sins, my lord. But at whose feet do those sins lie? With the soldiers who committed the crimes, or those who commanded them to do so? With both, I would say. For all have a conscience, and all must choose. But with no memory of who she is, or what she has done, what sin remains to be cleansed?
You ask that I show mercy.
I ask why the heavens saw fit to deny me my rest. Why Yotsuyu was spared not only death, but the bitter memories of her life.
You truly think it the will of the Kami? If so, her life is not mine to take. It is yours to safeguard. Come the hour of the exchange, if her memories have not returned, she may remain here in Doma to live out her days as Tsuyu. But if they do, the Garleans shall have their viceroy. Though the people will protest, they will come to accept my decision when they have been reunited with their loved ones.
Thank you, my lord.
Now then, I believe we have kept our guest waiting long enough. Did Gorsetsu not seem strange to you? His sympathy for Yotsuyu apart, I mean. I know his powers of endurance only too well, but after all he has suffered, even he should not be on his feet. He puts on a brave face for our sakes, but it would not surprise me if he lacked the strength to raise his blade. Though I suppose if he and Yotsuyu are to enjoy a life of peace and quiet, he will have little use for it. It falls to us to shape that future, one in which he need never again set foot on the battlefield.
With Yotsuyo safely in Gosetsu's care, All that remains is to answer Asahi's proposal. I realize other matters demand your attention, but I would ask that you stay a while longer to see this business through.
My apologies. Our deliberations took longer than expected.
Think nothing of it. The time afforded me the opportunity to go on a rather rousing excursion through Yansha. You have reached a decision, then?
We are willing to cooperate with you in combating the Icon threat, and also in the exchange of prisoners. Assuming you accept our conditions, of course. As you know, your sister is in our care. Due to certain complications, however, we are hesitant to release her into your custody.
Complications?
She was inside Doma Castle when it collapsed. Though she survived, she remembers nothing of her past life, not even her name. To clarify, she is in our care not as a prisoner, but as a vulnerable citizen of Doma.
Are you saying you refuse to release her?
Not at all. If her memory returns before the appointed hour.
And if not, what exactly? You will accommodate her here in Doma?
Well, I sincerely doubt she will be of any great strategic value to the Empire. She spends her days daydreaming of Dango.
Dango? How dreadful. Very well. In light of our recent misstep in Sakazuki, it seems only fair that I show you the same understanding you have shown us. Though I do have one small request. Regardless of Yotsuyu's value to the Empire, she is yet my sister. Before I leave, might you permit me to speak with her in private?
Of course. Perhaps you could even bring her a plate of dango. She would be most pleased. Yugiri will see you to her chambers.
Forgive me, my lord, but has he not been gone over long? Perhaps I should... Calm yourself, Gosetsu. I understand your concern, but we have to wait. He deserves that much. I'm sorry to have kept you waiting. Thank you for your understanding. Long did I dream of this reunion, but never did I imagine it would be so joyless. A part of me hoped your stories of her condition were just that, but alas, it is as you say. So do you remember anything of this man? Anything at all? No. I am a stranger to her. That much was clear to me from a single look. I leave her in your care. As you wish. Now, if you will excuse me, my superiors are long overdue a report. They will be elated to hear of our agreement. Of that, I have no doubt. As for the exchange itself, once I have obtained the relevant permissions, I will arrange for your people to be relieved of their various duties and sent here to Yansha. This will take time, of course. Of course. You may rest assured your soldiers will be well cared for until your return. We will also begin taking steps to better counter the threat of the Kojin and their icon. Before you take your leave, there is one other matter. I am informed that it was you who took the lead in rescuing 2 young dolmens from a band of Kojin sellswords. I have not yet had time to thank you properly. Please, there is no need to thank me. I only did what anyone would do under the circumstances. Fortunately, I was in good company at the time. The blight of the Red Kojin is of the Empire's making. Were it not for our transgressions, those children would not have needed saving. The people of Doma have suffered enough, and I promise to do all in my power to spare them further pain, be it at the hands of the Kojin, or indeed the Empire. I pray the Emperor will see things as you do. There may yet be hope for us all. Until we meet again. Butsetsu, as before, I leave Yotsuya to you. I invite the rest of you to join me outside. Let's treat Asahi to a proper farewell. If Yotsuyu is to remain in Doma for good, we cannot keep her confined to this manor. The people must be made to see that she is no longer the monster they remember. The ambassador's airship awaits at Castrum Fulminus. Let us be off.
I wish you a safe journey.
This has been a most enjoyable visit. I look forward to our next meeting. Maxima, would you take the others and see that all is ready for our departure? I simply cannot leave without first giving thanks to the Warrior of Light for accompanying me through Yansha. Mark me, savior of the savages. There will be a reckoning.
You've nowhere left to run, traitor!
ignorant savages! Killing us will avail you naught. For every Imperial you cut down, 1,000 more will come. Abandon this foolish endeavor and surrender. You may yet serve our righteous cause.
How dare you speak of righteousness? You who forsook kith and kin to serve conquerors! Be glad I grant you this mercy. What in the... Reinforcements? No, just one! Cut him down!
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
This one is promising. Who remains to offer us resistance?
A host of rebels led by Lord Cayenne hold the Enclave across the river.
Lord Cayenne?
The king of the former king of Dorma, sir. They say he is one of the greatest swordsmen alive.
Is that what they say?
Who was that?
Surely you jest. That was Xenos ye Galvus, legatus of the 12th, the Crown Bloody Prince. I heard he was strong, but that was frightening.
That was Lord Xenos. Everything you are, your power, even your face, it vexes me. Go on. Lash out like the beast you are at an emissary and jeopardize the newfound peace between Dorma and the Empire. My lord was destined to lead us unto a glorious new age. Your light is nothing to his radiance. I will cherish this moment, lock it away within my heart, until the day we meet again.
time to tell everybody what happened.
Indeed.
You look troubled, my friend. Was it something he said?
Of all the memories to witness.
I had my doubts about him, but I would never have guessed he was a disciple of Xenos. My lord.
Calm yourself, Eugidi. I set no store by him or his enlightened brethren. But if by treating with them there is even the faintest hope, we might secure the return of our conscripted brothers and sisters, I must play this game. After the way I risked their lives in the rebellion, I owe them that much.
My lord, you bear no blame for their fate.
If not blame, then responsibility. They were prisoners, and still I chose to fight, knowing they could be executed in retaliation. But now we have a chance to bring them home. If it means bargaining with a monster, so be it.
My lord.
Besides, I think he likes me, which is more than some can say.
It makes no sense. Why would he bother keeping up the pretense for so long only to drop it right before the very end? Perhaps he no longer thought it necessary, having secured Doma's cooperation in the prisoner exchange. If he truly is a disciple of Xenos, 'tis possible emotions simply got the better of him. Remaining calm around the man who slew his lord will have taken its toll. Whatever the explanation, now is not the time for hasty reprisals. We shall proceed as planned. The Red Kojin must be placed under surveillance and the Garlean prisoners made ready for exchange. But you need not concern yourself with the details. Leave the affairs of Doma to us. When the hour of the exchange draws near, we will call for you. I should certainly hope so. Whatever the Empire's true intent, we would be on hand to play our part, either to defend Doma or to help usher in a lasting peace. I had thought we might use this time to return to Eorzea, but given the volatility of the situation, mayhap it would be best if we remained in Kugane. Agreed. Between Yotsuyo's amnesia and Asahi's dubious agenda, I say we have an ample reason to remain in the neighborhood. If anything should happen, anything at all, you must send for us at once. Oh, I will. On that you have my word. Charting a path through this sea of troubles promises to be difficult enough. I am not so proud as to attempt the feat alone. To Kugane, then. Kotaru and the others must know of what transpired here. Alright, I guess we're headed back to Kugane.
Scrolling.
I understand. And to the Ruby Bazaar we go. Aye. It seems you're all in quite the predicament. Well, should we receive any urgent message from Dolma, rest assured you will be the first to know of it. Yes, of course. We're discussing ideas to replenish our coffers. But I suppose that all can wait, and if any urgent news should come through the office. About that, I wish to apologize, Tartaru. It was reckless of me to make such a purchase without first consulting you. You may be certain, however, that I mean to reimburse the Scions, even if it means drawing upon my personal funds. That's very thoughtful of you, but I'm sure it won't come to that. If Soraban's business proposition is as promising as it sounds, he should have no difficulty wiping the red from our ledger.
That smile.
Uh-huh.
Raised eyebrow. She's evil.
Forgive me. It would seem I have unwittingly heaped my financial troubles upon you. I swear I will pay you back. I was right, we are getting him out of debtor's prison.
Yep.
Though I fear I will struggle to cobble together anything of monetary value. Knowledge I can gather is in abundance. To start, I plan to investigate the divisions forming within the Empire. Mayhap Rial and his associates have heard something on the subject. Regardless, the more we know about the politics of Garlemald, the better our chances of predicting the Imperial's next move, which might yield you an advantage on the day of the prisoner exchange. Knowing what we do of Asahi's apparent resentment towards you, I cannot say what he hopes to gain from it. But if there is even the faintest chance of a lasting peace could be forged between Doma and the Empire, what choice have we but to try? Lord Hien had the right of it. Asahi may very well be a monster, but we must play his game. For now. Yay, a box with armor in it. Now the question. Is any of it actually still good?
It's only 370, so I doubt it's any good.
Well, unless you've bought an entire set at this point of the 400s.
Oh, true. But you should already have 370. Oh, those were rings, weren't they?
Arranging the prisoner exchange proved easier than I thought. Yes, my lord will be most pleased. Everything is going according to plan.
Can you truly remember nothing? Nothing at all?
Were we friends?
Yes. We were good friends, you and I. In fact, I've brought you a gift. I pray that one day soon, as you gaze into that mirror, you will remember the woman staring back at you.
It's so pretty. Who are you? Who are you?
How are you feeling, my lord?
Fine, now leave me.
Ah, impeccable timing. We've just received a letter from Lord Hien. He writes that the Dolmens are coordinating their efforts with the Blue Kojin to maintain a constant watch over the Red. By staying on the lookout for signs of crystal hoarding and the like, they mean to nip any summoning attempts in the bud, thereby satisfying the conditions for peace set down by the ambassador. For the Garleans' part, the Populares have sent word that a vessel bearing Dolmen conscripts is soon to arrive in Yansha. It would seem that the prisoner exchange is to proceed as planned. Lord Hien requests your presence, and I share his view that you should be on hand at this critical juncture. According to the letter, Yatsuyo's memory has yet to return, so it looks like she'll be living out the rest of her days in Doma, assuming the ambassador means to honor the agreement, of course. Before we get to that, however, I
thought we had custody of the body.
I think it would be wise to assess her condition one last time. If the Dolmens have missed any change in her mental state, however slight, it would be better if Asahi weren't the one to spoil it. Agreed. Let us make straightaways for the Enclave, then. Lord Hien will be waiting. I trust you will cope in our absence, Tartaru. Don't worry about me. I'll be fine. Just be sure to come back safely. To answer your question, KJ, we absolutely should have been have custody of the body, but who knows what they did with it. But there was also that moment after they announced that Xenos was dead to the Emperor, when
The
Eridibus,
white guy.
yeah, Eridibus did something that pissed him off. So maybe that's not even actually Xenos. So.
Oh, a clone or something.
Or Eridibus in disguise.
Oh, yeah.
Or, for all we know, the Emperor accepted that his son was dead, and also, as he mentioned, his son was a monster and should not have ever been allowed to inherit anyway. And then Eridibus said, well, by the way, I saved him. He's still alive. Because I guess the Asians would have that ability to snatch the body from our control. So. Of course, how he's still alive when he cut his own throat, I don't know. But, yeah. But we have now completed 4.2. So, go us.
Yay.
And I believe that is actually probably a good stopping spot for the night. So, just give me a second.
Sounds
Okie dokie.
Alright guys, I believe we are going to stop here for the night. And we should be back tomorrow with more. So, until then, I want to thank y'all for joining me. Hope y'all enjoyed it. I'll see y'all next time. And have a good night.